the reason why Daryl Dixon is as successful of a character is because Norman has great instincts.
You're an eminence. I mean, you're the master of practical effects. And today we have the IA and different tools. So, do you think your work has is more valuable today than before?
Well, I would say that when The Walking Dead first premiered 15 years ago, it really put prosthetic makeup and practical effects in everyone's living room every Sunday night. So I'm really proud of the fact that I feel like I introduced my art form to a new generation of people who now that's what they want to do. I have young people coming to me all the time saying, I want to do what you do. I saw it on The Walking Dead. And we celebrated the prosthetics and we celebrated that. You know, look, the technology advances so quickly now. And, you know, we are shooting on a TV schedule. So we have 8 days, 10 days to shoot an episode. You know, in the first couple episodes of The Walking Dead, we did a lot of the blood practically. And then we realized that it wasn't going to be practical. It wouldn't make sense for us to do that. So we did a combination. Every effect looks good when it's a marriage of visual effects and practical effects. And The Walking Dead pioneered that. I feel like everybody has sort of followed in our footsteps, you know, American Horror Story and Game of Thrones and The Last of Us, you know, we paved the way. And I'm very proud to say that, you know, the art form is alive and well, even though they're dead.
Yeah.
AI is an amazing, amazing tool. Just like practical effects, just like visual effects, just like stunts. You know, the responsibility is when you have a filmmaker that's creating some sort of vision, our job is to hand them the tools that they need to paint their picture. And that's always the way that I look at it. And it's all, you know, people are now working on non-generative AI, which is not borrowing from everyone else, but you feed it the information. You have an art department that does a drawing and then they feed it to the AI and the AI creates something that is exclusive. And that's the exciting thing for me.
What do you think of Daryl Dixon, a character that didn't even exist in the comics, getting a third season now? I mean, that's why do you think that's such a success?
Norman is a huge part of what Daryl Dixon is. Daryl Dixon is not Norman. Daryl Dixon is very much, you know, there's a lot of authorship from Norman. And, you know, I think we were very careful in Walking Dead because Daryl's an incredible character, but I think we balanced him out with a lot of other characters. And the audience was always wanting more Daryl Dixon. And this show is really, I think, a part of a sort of a product of that. It was something, in some ways, we were all waiting for, him and Carol. And then to do it in such an unusual way that gives that character really just in one line, a crazy story, a journey, something for him to be changed by or revealed by. It's an incredible thing. And
Yeah.
Daryl and Norman were, you know, there from the beginning and still going strong. And to see all the changes he's gone through and all the evolutions, it's been an incredible thing.
And just to wrap up, to work with Norman also as an executive producer, how is it?
Well, look, I mean, when Norman got hired on the show, I remember getting the phone call from Frank Darabont. We were filming season 1, and he said, I'm really interested in this actor, Norman Reedus. And you just worked with him on a television series called Masters of Horror. So call John Carpenter, and I'd like to get the sense from John Carpenter of what he's like. So I called John, and John said something that I'll never forget, and it's 100% true. Norman has impeccable instincts and knows his character. And I think the reason why Daryl Dixon is as successful of a character is because Norman has great instincts about what to do to make that character human and evolve. And, you know, I directed an episode that Scott wrote when his brother Merle dies. And I remember filming that scene with Norman where Norman discovers his brother has come back as a walker. And the emotion that Norman put into that scene, I'll never forget it because it had people crying all over the world when they watched that episode, because Norman has this innate ability to get you to feel what Daryl is feeling. And it's really something magnificent.
And I will say real quick, just to work with him as an EP, in some ways it's a dream come true, you know, for collaboration and all that. And I don't want to downplay that. The collaboration, the passion that he brings is amazing. But also, as somebody who just wants to tell a story and winds up on so many conference calls, to have Norman be on a conference call and see what it's been like all these years, oh my Lord, there's nothing like it.